Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Celtic Unrestricted View. I'm JP, and joining me tonight in this fine episode here, my good man, Mr. Ryan Clifford. Well, wee man, see you've got a hoodie on. Obviously, wee Maloney's been back up, seeing you, I see as well. Nice wee gift he's left you there. And also, it's well saying you've got a hoodie because we've got 15 people watching us, and it's actually minus 15 in Glasgow right now. I've got the heating up full, which is why I've not got a hoodie on, but it's good to see you, mate, and it's good to see you smiling. That must mean one thing. Celtic won the game on Wednesday night when we were in the Morven the other day having a chat, and obviously is there something else happened that we were maybe aware of or not aware of or whatever, but it's good to get you back on, mate.
It's always good to come on, mate, and it is very cold in Glasgow, even colder in Govan, but it's been used to it. It's used to being cold in there the last few years, so I think they're used to it now, mate. So, but
think so?
What's that, mate?
Do you think so? Do you think they're used to it?
Slightly. Maloney's been good to us. He brought some hoodies out at Christmas, so just reusing this one again because I seem to like it, mate. So, but Maloney's wrapped his ass some hoodies, so he did say I might not need. He did say I might not need them, you know, because obviously Glasgow and this side's a bit warm. But he did say just in case it gets colder, we'll deal with it. But no, listen, mate, it's all good in Celtic, and it's all good to know. Obviously, 15 ahead as it stands at the moment. Got it all scouted tomorrow. Obviously, we'll chat about the team selection and stuff that Brendan obviously mentioned. So, but listen, we're a very good place in the league, mate. We'll just focus on what's all good about us, you know, and we'll have a wee laugh and a joke. The other side was so unnatural, but we still need to do our job. We still need to focus on keep winning and keep winning games in style if we can. But the most important thing is keeping that lead ahead and keep winning, mate. So I am good, mate. Hope you're well as well, and everybody's watching is having a good Friday night as well.
Yeah, 100%. I am good, mate. Obviously, we were on a few days ago. We were up in the Morven, had a chat, me, you, and Alan, and suddenly Alan's took a wee bit of an illness, so he's loaded with the flu now, which is unfortunate, which is why he's not with us tonight. So it's just me and you, Ryan. But hope the big man gets better soon. Like I say, obviously Wednesday, mate, we were in the Morven, we had a wee chat about Dundee United, and just to obviously kick us off, what was your take on that?
First half was much better, much better compared to obviously the result against St Mirren to start halfway. The first 20 minutes or so, it was much better comparison towards that. So whatever the fan reaction was and whatever the manager says, it obviously worked because the pressing was better, the passing was going forward more. It was just speedier. Again, I don't know if that's because Dundee United made us play that way as well, because they try to go for it as well. And we did mention that they would be a bit more pragmatic going forward than other teams would be. Obviously, they're in a good vein of form, United. So I did expect them to come forward. United, they did obviously near the end of the game. And to be fair to Casper, again, it shows you it doesn't matter if you're winning games, you still need to be alert. And a few saves at the end of the game, and Casper was well alert to save them. So he was still sharp on his game. But overall, JP was good. Second half, kind of, again, maybe 10-15 minutes, kind of getting the emotions of maybe winning a game, and you're just kind of going through the emotions. They had a few chances, but apart from maybe that one or two at the end, they never really troubled us. It was all Celtic. And a few players stand out for me, obviously we'll chat about, but overall, good performance, mate. Good to get back on the winning trail after the wee, obviously, up against obviously Ibrox across the water. So two good games now, two good victories, and that's all you can ask for, mate. Just keep winning.
Yeah, 100%. Before I come to my thoughts on the Dundee United game, where is my manners, Ryan? First, we'll come to the lovely viewers who've been putting in some comments since we started off there about 5 minutes ago. First up tonight, we've got Ange M, evening JP, Ryan, chat, and hope everyone is well. Good evening, Ange. Hope you're well, pal. Stevie, good evening, JP and Ryan and everyone. Hail, hail. Ronnie Pickering, there we are, man. The man himself that chases guys on motorbikes. Brilliant. Hail, hail, he says. Chris Murray, evening, boys, and the chat. Hope everyone is good. Yep, all good, mate. Hope you're good as well. PS3 Retro, evening, folks. Hail, hail. Evening to yourself. Hope you're not gaming too much tonight. You're watching us. David Anderson, evening, chaps. Hail, hail. George, how you doing? Just George. Just I love that. It's just George. Just
I'm Brian.
I'm Brian. Hi. Hi. Just George. All right, boys. Yeah, we're all right, mate. Good
All right, mate.
to have you on with us. G-Doc, evening all. Lindsay Greenwood joining us also. Evening, JP, Ryan in the chat. Hail, hail. Oh, there's the lovebirds getting into it again. Evening, Ange. Hope you're well. Enjoy the meltdown. I'm going to get a photo, by the way, the love boat, and it's going to get sent to the both of you, man. I'm not kidding on. What he's like. Monty John joining us also. Evening, boys. Hail, hail. The Belgian waffle is very hot indeed. It is indeedy. Just be careful if you're taking some of that. Because I've heard the what's the make of that thing, mate? Oh, it's a jam, isn't it? The jam. It's it Hartley's, isn't it?
Hartley's jam.
The Paul Hartley jam's running down your chin when it's heated up. By the way, it can cause a wee bit of hot stuff. As as the song goes, aye. And if anybody's wondering why am I thought about a Belgian waffle, heard big Chris Sutton obviously was busy today. Brought the big man in his cooking lesson today, and it's there. Brilliant, man. Seen it. Brought him in, showed him how to make it. Apparently the big man left with some flour and a wee bit of sour grapes as well, so that was lovely for him, know what I mean? But I heard they done quite well, Ryan, in his first lesson there, mate.
Listen, mate, it's always good to learn new skills. Every day's a school day, as they say. So,
Aye.
I'm
100%,
actually I'll need to message Chris to see how he makes the waffles nice and crispy, because it's very crispy in that dressing room where it sounds at the moment.
100%, mate. The Dundee Madeira cake was lovely last night, Big Sutton was saying. Him and Haley Barber get stuck into that during the intervals and that with a cup of tea. So I heard that was nice. And then obviously the big man's come in tonight and says, he's come in last night to him and says, talk about Belgian waffles, how do you make that? And he says, come and see, I'll show you what to do. Wee Billy Collum also joining us, there he is. Evening, lads. Good evening, mate. Hope you're well.
Mate.
Geared up for another weekend of football in the VAR room. Make sure you get it sorted, boys. That was a disgrace last night. Who was drawing the lines for that offside goal? Should never have been offside. Terrible. Boney picked these earlier. Lindsay Greenwood says, how is it possible that it's minus 15 and the bunions are melting down? Not too sure, actually. It's a good question. Maybe need to have a wee long think of that one. Aye, Ronnie Pickering, he's got it in one: smoke and a pancake, cigar and a waffle. Brilliant, man. By the way, you don't even need to go to Stacking still. When you've got all that, you can do all that yourself in the house, right? It's brilliant.
Yep. Right.
Yeah, big grab, there we go. Evening, gents. Hope you guys are wrapped up. Here it's minus 15 in Glasgow somewhere. That is indeed. Aye,
some place they call tax haven in it somewhere, Govan or something, somewhere like that. Is that what you call it?
It's been an absolute tax haven for years there, by the way.
It was actually going to be a Tesco, wasn't it? But unfortunately it's been bought out now, so it's all right, isn't it?
Apparently so, aye. They were going to make it as a ghost train as well. It was obviously they reincarnated the name and the brand and everything else. just to let you all know, I've got back into reading again. So obviously, I'm getting clued up on what's happening in the world. There's my first book back on the back half of shelves today. So I'm going to get in about that and see kind of how we go.
Why don't you just keep that to your holiday in the summer, mate? You'll go through that in a week, you bother.
I might, aye. Then I'm going to, once I finish that, I'll maybe get the Prague Heist, find out what that's about as well. And
why don't you just go to the all inclusive and just get the crepes and waffles with?
Doing in the morning with my book and my tailor with my waffle.
Where's my Hartley jam?
Aye, because you're all inclusive, you've got that one. You can walk in and go, "Have you got any of the large ones, please?" By the way, that book's only got 7 pages in it. It just looks long. Aye, brilliant. No, there's no a part 2, Lindsay. Definitely no. That's the only one that's come out so far.
Well, Lindsay, there's still 4 months for the season, Lindsay, to go, so you never know.
Apparently, we've got a wee, before we come on tonight, we got a wee video, a wee update video from our good source. And obviously, your man Cherny was seen today.
He says he was tired, wasn't he?
It's been well documented in the media, mate. He was tired. And we do have it on, great authority that obviously our good man, one of our friends, passed him today. And this has actually came from the horse's mouth itself.
You all right, man?
I'm knackered, man.
You're not?
There you go. So, there you go. For anybody that maybe I've missed that there, I'll play it again. You can see him very clearly.
You all right, man?
I'm knackered, man.
You're not?
Brilliant. It looks as if he's gone to full air, Ryan. He's done that much.
Oh, man. That's what happens. You play 2 games a week, 3 games a week, mate. You get tired.
That's it, mate. Every 3 days, man.
Listen, he'll be fine. He'll be all right, mate. He'll be all right. Don't worry about that. He'll be all right.
No, 100%. 100%. That's see when he said it, right, I actually had a wee bit of sympathy for him, but I've not really now because I thought that was kind of a bit cheeky, actually, and a bit disrespectful to his counterparts as well, because they've all got to play the same amount of games, You look at Dundee as well. Dundee, with 10 players missing for that squad. Players are saying they're tired. Wow.
It's not, by the way, it's not all about him. No, I mean, he shouldn't be saying stuff like that.
No, I shouldn't be saying it, but you're right.
I'm knackered, but what about the tea lady that's making the waffles?
I know. By the way, see if he's knackered, then the sports scientist must have high blood pressure by now. He's got high blood pressure because Big Clemmy's not listening to him. He's just doing what he wants to do. He thinks he's in charge. Clement's not listening. And see when you've got somebody not listening to you, when he's telling you to bring people out of the team, and they don't like that, apparently. Apparently they don't really, it doesn't sit well with them, apparently. But that's what it is. I heard, obviously, on Sunday when they play St Johnson, the sports scientist might actually be playing, because he's told him to replace that many players. He might have to do it himself, he said.
I don't know, mate. The sports scientist might be Leon King. We don't know.
Could be.
It could be Leon King. It could be
Sidney Devine.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Be Adam Devine. It could be him. He's not been about for a while.
It could be anybody, mate. Could be anybody.
What about the boy I know? The boy. Who's the boy they had out in loan to Hearts?
Alex Lowry.
There you go. Could be him. Maybe he's trying to get himself back in the team.
He can't play back in.
Well, Ross McCausland's been chasing nuts all over the ice for a while, so obviously he's probably loving this weather now, to be fair, because he's doing really, really well.
You need to stop doing things when I don't know what you're doing, man.
That's what it's all about, mate. That's how we can't say we're scripted in here. Do you know what I mean? Because that just didn't wash. Right, on to the Dundee United game. Yeah, Ryan, I was obviously there myself. It was freezing. We had we had a really, really cold night. But that was good. I enjoyed watching us on Wednesday night, Ryan. I really, really did. Considering everything that had all happened the game before, obviously the manager coming out and the comments and everything else. And then, and then obviously hearing the songbook that came out and Brendan's tongue-in-cheek comment, well, the wee bit after it, where he says, I think the kit man was the only one that never get a shout out the night, and he's like, it's all part of the dance, and I just think that's brilliant. But listen, it was a good atmosphere. Do you know what I mean? Hearing the Scott Sinclair song, the Boric song, Henrik Larsson, Edward, Jota. I think they went through everybody. Kieran Tierney gets sang at the end again. But aye, as I say, but you get on to football as well. I mean, probably a wee slight shock to the system with Owen, not because of the player, but just that Kuhn's no longer in the starting lineup and it's Yang. And I've always said to you, Ryan, as much as people get a lad of doing, right, but as much as they do that, for me, Yang brings an energy, he brings that running power, but unfortunately, Ryan, he's just no getting that end quality. He's no got that end product. When I say end product, what I mean by that is, as a winger at Celtic, Ryan, you've got to be doing two things. So for me, you've got to be creating goals and potentially adding goals to the game as well. Unfortunately, I think he's got one goal since he's signed. If my memory serves me right. If anybody in the comments can think of any other goals that he scored, let me know. But offhand, I think it was a header at Celtic Park. Yeah, as John says there, John's obviously saying he's not good enough. Simple as that. But no want to burst your bubble or anything, John, but I've heard he's a captain tomorrow, mate. Ryan, obviously your thoughts there, mate?
Aye, he runs JP and he tries, but it was, again, he had ample opportunity. I was getting frustrated with him in the second half because I was like, right, go and take him on, see what he's got, go and take him on. And he didn't, apart from one that he ran out the park, he didn't complete a dribble. I seen stats the other day. He didn't complete one dribble. He didn't win one duel.
Yeah.
So he starts on the showing up well either. So I think he's got something as a football player, but not the level that we're at and not the level that we want to aspire to. I'm not saying that he's not a good football player for anybody else. He could be. Listen, he could go back to maybe a foreign country or back to his homeland and he can maybe play better. I don't know, but I just think for us, listen, he's probably going to be here for summer because we need to keep a winger because we've not got anybody else. So I think tomorrow will be, I don't want to say last chance to win, but it's a big game for him because he's got a chance to, he knows he's starting, he's got a chance to, he knows Forrest is out injured. Palmer's obviously sadly get a bereavement, which I hope obviously him and his family and whatever.
Yeah, we've seen today, I think it's his granddad that's passed away, hasn't it?
Yeah, I hope him and his family are obviously strong at this bad time for his family and stuff. So
yeah.
I hope Palmer can, obviously he'll need to take some time away and obviously grieve, so I hope Palmer and his family are okay. But obviously Palmer's away at the moment, Forrest is injured, Kuhn's injured, mate, so he's got a wee chance. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but he's got a chance to go, right, I've still got something. I need to show. I think tomorrow's probably one of the only chances you're going to maybe get again. Yeah. Because Maeda and Kuhn, if they're back fit for Tuesday, they'll probably be playing. And then you've got the game at the weekend, then you've got young boys. So this is maybe his last chance to maybe show the manager and a lot of fans that he's still got something there, if he's got anything there. But for me, even if it does well tomorrow, JP, it's not going to change my mind on him. For somebody to change your mind, they've got to do it a consistent basis. If that's 6 games, 12 games, whatever it is that you feel that somebody's got to win you over. I want to say I'm stubborn, but I'm very, once I see somebody play a few bad games, you've got to
You've made your mind up about it, haven't you?
Aye. You've got to do a lot. I'll keep faith with Ida and Engels. Don't get me wrong, I thought Engels was terrible on Ida was terrible all night, but I'll keep faith in him because
I was ready to kick you off and go, that's a bit big for him tonight, by the way.
I could talk about Engels. I could talk about Engels for the next half an hour if you want me. Ida, for me, I thought he was poor. His movement wasn't great. He just didn't offer us anything. But I'm wanting to give him time. One, because of price tag, and two, because you've got to give him a wee bit of loyalty because we've done the last year and see how he beds in. For me, right now, I don't fancy him. I don't think he's good enough right now to what he was last year. Because I think if he spun this was his loan spell, would you sign him? Neighbour near it. So he's got to start producing. Obviously, what he done last year, hopefully. But with young JP, I think the ghost is gone with him. But it's down to him now to put himself in the manager's thoughts again. But I think for me, and I think the majority of fan base, I think Yang will probably want it, might go in the summer, mate.
Yeah, Stevie's wee comment there. He says it would be funny if Yang was the main man tomorrow, a goal and an assist. To be fair with you, Stevie, I think he's going to have to do a wee bit more than just a goal and assist tomorrow. He'd need to then continue that into the next round of games. I get the big Rab C's saying, that I don't think he's had a run of games, but in saying that, before the Glasgow derby, he did get a run of 3 or 4 consecutive games due to the fact that Nicholas Kuhn he'd felt another small injury and he'd part of a virus as well. Yeah, I'm the same. I can see elements of Yang, and I think to myself, is there a player there? Is there not? And then there's nights like the other night, and don't get me wrong, I mean, his work rate's unreal, man. See, seen him even over on that right wing in the second half. Obviously, where I sit, he was closer to me, and he just doesn't give in, man. Even see when he loses the ball, Ryan, he just chases everything. Yeah, but see, for me, Ryan, that's the difference between him and Lewis Palmer right now, because Lewis Palmer just gives in when he loses the ball, whereas Yang will just tear after you. Now, whether that's what you're looking for or not, but in that Brendan Rodgers' side, Yang will always play because of that, Ryan, over what Lewis Palmer does. And by the way, last season Lewis Palmer was he was making a contribution. He was scoring goals and he was coming on and he was making assists and he was doing everything. Yeah, but that's the thing, John. John says here, Yang's on a 5-year deal. He must have some agent. He is a young lad, and obviously Celtic or the Celtic's recruitment team, that obviously went and watched Yang. And I'm assuming that was under Postecoglou's reign, because I think Brendan Rodgers has came in, John, and you look at Brendan's signings fees came back right now, when you see like guys like Engels and Kuhn and Ida, they're kind of different type of signings fee, like see Yang, Kwon, the Japanese lads, Kyogo, Hatate, Idaguchi, Iwata, Maeda. Ange had a different kind of... Ange opened Celtic's mind to a bigger network, Ryan. And that, we started networking over in the Far East, over in, Japan, Asia, those kind of countries. So, like say John saying there, Yang on a 5-year deal, he must have some agent. No, fair enough. We also signed Bernaby on a 5-year deal. Now, we could flip that here and say, Alessandro Bernaby's been sold today, and Celtic are getting 5 million from him. Like, a lot of Celtic fans, I think we get nearly just under 5 million for Big O. And Big O hardly played any games at all and never made any contribution. And this is what I'm saying. When Celtic go and sign these guys right for the off-line, these guys are what they call investments, with a hope to developing these guys on and maybe making a profit on them and bringing them over. But don't forget, this is a lad like Yang. I mean, he's only just turned 21, which is absolutely astonishing. At 20, mate, and 21, I don't know what you were doing, but I wasn't thinking about that's like one of us moving over to Korea and try to start a life. Would be like, how hard must that be? Especially if none of his family were here. None of his, he's been here a good number of months now. That's about a year and a half. What's that, about a year and a half he's been here now? He came in January, didn't he? Was it January?
He's been here 18 months, I think, mate, aye.
Is it 18 months? Right. Was it the January window he signed? I think at that time we'd made quite a lot of signings. I actually can't remember if it was a summer window or was it a January window he came.
He didn't sign with Hatate.
No, it was a summer window because Quan actually played in the Wolves game, didn't he? Yeah.
It's the summer.
Yeah, okay. But I don't know, Ryan. I can't help but think Brendan must see something there, and that's why he's been kept this long. You look at the other lads, right? Well, obviously, over the last couple of days, it's been documented that Palma is preparing a move to Spain to Rayo Vallecano. It's come out. There's been other murmurs about now Thiago Holmes waiting on a visa now to go to LAFC in America. So these lads have came in Brendan Rodgers' return season in the summer of that season. And a lot of these lads now are heading out the door.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Yang isn't he? Yang hasn't, And I can't help but think, Brendan, if the January window comes and goes and closes and Yang is still with us, right, then I can't help but think that Brendan's got a plan for the lad in order to try and make him to be part of the team. Now, I don't think he will have much longer in that moment. I think he's going to have to do a bit more, and that's fine. But if he doesn't, then obviously you can see him out the door. But watching him the other night, I thought he, again, and this is just my opinion, I think he brings a good energy without really doing too much. And I think at Celtic, mate, you need to have that end product. You need to be able to contribute and just running about the park. I think one of the comments there said he's running about like a headless chicken. Like the other night, but apart from that one, he tries to dribble through about three of them and doesn't get his shot away. You can see the levels change a bit dramatically when Kuhn comes off and if you're bringing him on. So I think that's where the Celtic fans are coming from, saying, well, he's not good enough. He's just simply not good enough. Another one I wanted to touch on for the other night is Greg Taylor. Obviously, there's been a big story about Greg Taylor from last weekend. I think Greg Taylor achieved something astonishing on Wednesday night, mate, where he played his 200th game for Celtic. Now, I think I seen a comment, I can't remember who it was from, saying that, there's not been enough mentioned about it. We actually put a big thing out on Twitter about Greg Taylor making his 200th appearance, just acknowledging it and saying, well done, Tiggy, because it doesn't matter what we're saying, Ryan. You need to be at some sort of level, mate, to play that amount of games for one team. And it's very seldom do you see players even staying at a club long enough to make that sort of appearance range, let alone anything else, mate.
Obviously what you said about Yang, I think the manager's maybe trying to give him the best chance he can to try and develop. He's maybe giving him as much as he can, but he could be the sort of player that, listen, people might say it about me or whatever, but I played with players that were brilliant trainers, but when they played on a Saturday, you're like, how can you know trainer? And then it could be the same. But listen, people might say the same about me, right? People might think I was wrong at training.
No, I'm the same. I played with guys that were good 5 or 6 players, Ryan, and then as soon as you put them on an 11's pitch, mate, they were lost, absolute lost.
So there could be young players or players at Celtic that are brilliant trainers. They do everything right in training, but then on the park they just can't do it, and it happens. But for what I've seen for Yang, I just can't see him ever imposing himself in this team. So I think I know what Rab's saying about a loan spell, but I don't think. I think especially I think some things I see as well with fans, when somebody doesn't do well, they just put them out on loan. And sometimes you need to get rid of them. A loan spell's only good if you've got a plan for them, in my opinion. So, like sending Stephen Welsh out on loan, it's not for a plan. It's to get him game time and hopefully he'll take him and get him up the road or get him away, because he's not going to play here at Celtic. It was the same when we sent out like Mikey Johnson. Was he planning to really keep him? I don't think so. I think if we give Mikey games, come back, maybe see how he was, And if I don't think there was a major plan for Mickey Johnson, but there was a plan for Aya, Christie. There was a plan. Go on loan, play every week, and I'm going to bring you back. And as soon as he came back, they played. I know Ryan Christie was maybe due to injury to start halfway, but he played. As soon as Aya came back, he was playing. He put me centre back and he played him. So I agree with that. Maybe with what he done with Scales, but I personally don't think I just can't see Jan going on loan and improving that much to be in your team. Listen, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before and I'll be wrong again. So, but for me, on Greg Taylor, he was fine the other night. Again, I thought it was okay. Was brilliant. Was it bad? He was fine. He was part of nothing one. He was fine, absolutely fine. Again, no matter what anybody says
Right,
about him,
see you talk about Greg Taylor. See the derby. I actually thought he was okay in that game as well. I just think obviously that with the scoreline, etc. And I think that just overshadows everything in the game. But see if you go back, obviously we went back and we've watched the game. I actually think he was all right. He was absolutely fine.
I didn't think he was that bad, but like I says, see, because any time now, people generally might think I've got a vendetta against these two. I've generally no. I've just watched them long enough now that when they two play together, Celtic are weaker and teams target that area. If it was Valle next to Scales or Valle next to Tusty or Tusty next to Taylor, I guarantee you.
Well, you've seen it all night. I mean, the United were just lobbing it down the middle. They weren't even trying to hit it to a side or when it went long, it was going down the middle. It wasn't really going anywhere to the side or anything.
I might talk a bit of guff sometimes, right, or a lot of things, depending who you are. But I know in this case,
sorry, mate, we do that on a weekly or a daily basis. Don't worry.
I know in this case, I'm seeing what I'm seeing is right. That when they two play together, teams target it. They didn't target Vickers and Johnson until Johnson get his yellow card, and then they started going that side. So. Listen, no matter what you think about anybody that plays with Celtic, if you get 200 appearances at Celtic, that's phenomenal. I would have loved to get one appearance. I would have loved to get one appearance, I mean 100. So, like I say, Greg Taylor's not a bad player. For me to take Celtic forward, I just think we need a better first choice left back, and that's it. He's not. But listen, you don't play with Celtic for that much time if you're a terrible player. That just doesn't happen. So it's not the case of a bad player. He's a good player at this level, but just for it's your own preference what you want to go for the Forwards Football Club and improve as your team. I just think as a first choice left back we need better. But no, listen, JP over Greg Taylor. Nobody can really criticise him in terms of what he's done at the club and the achievements he's won and everything else. So to play with Celtic that amount of time, mate, it's phenomenal. And listen, if he stays, brilliant. I'll have happy if he stays. If his competition maybe looks like it could be here Tierney in the summer. If that's the case, then brilliant. Then I'm happy with that. I'm happy with Taylor being the understudy. I don't want to say understudy, that's disrespectful. But if you want to say he can't
be understudy with his age now, surely.
No, but I don't want. How do I say
Taylor? By the way, is Taylor older than Tierney?
No, Tierney's older. Is Taylor 26, 27?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm sure Taylor's 26. I might be wrong. So
don't know. Without even looking, I don't even know.
I might be wrong, JP, but I'm sure he's 26, 27. I think Tierney's 27, come for 28. But no, listen, look, JP, I think Greg Taylor's a good player for especially in Scotland, but I just feel when it gets to maybe the upper levels, he's no as good. But
there you go, Scott says he's the same age.
Right, there we go then. I knew they were going about. But no, listen, Greg Taylor, JP, I think he's been a great servant. If he continues, brilliant. If he doesn't, then he goes with the best wishes. And it'll be a decision for him and his family. And obviously, listen, it's a short career. So if he can get better wages elsewhere or a better opportunity to play elsewhere, then listen, it's down to Greg and his family. And whatever happens in summer, then it's all it'll come for them, mate.
Yeah, no, 100%, mate. I like Greg Taylor. You know my feelings on Greg, Ryan. I think he's been a tremendous servant for Celtic. I think somebody says he's in double figures now in terms of the amount of trophies he's won, and that's more than any one of Martin O'Neill's Celtic team. So that itself just unreal, you know, considering how successful that team was. So yeah, Scott, there's been news broke tonight, mate, with our good friend that we've had on the podcast, Anthony Joseph. He put an article out earlier to say that the talks on a pre-contract agreement is progressing very well, which indicates it could be close, but nothing in terms of, you know, he's going to arrive this window. that's what Ryan was saying there. If we need to wait till summer, then obviously so be it. But yeah, I do think we could be nearer an agreement for him in terms of the pre-contract. So we wait with that one and we wait to find out. But moving on to the game tomorrow, mate. Obviously, Ross County. What's your thoughts going into the game tomorrow?
It will be tough, JP, obviously, with a short turnaround as well. You've only got 2 games, really, well, two days, sorry.
Yeah.
And one of the days will probably be either a half-day recovery or a full-day recovery. So I'd imagine they'll have 1 day training and then they'll be travelling the day. So,
Yeah.
it's also going to be hard for the players to, if you want to produce a vintage Celtic performance. It's all about results, JP, this type of game. It's all about this sort of game. I'm no fussed about how good the performance is because you're away, it's a half-12 kick-off, there's not much recovery. If it's Celtic Park, it'll be a bit different because you're home and a home crowd. You're always expected to go and take the game to them. Away from home, listen, if you walk up with a 1-0 win, JP, then listen, you keep the lead and top of the table, you get a clean sheet and you go and win. So just win the game. I think obviously with the circumstances with the winger situation, who's going to play it there, obviously the manager will decide who's going to fit in. Yang will probably play. So you're doing numbers in that sense. So you might lack a wee bit of creativity. So you might not score as many goals as you maybe would if it was Kuhn and Maeda. So I think it'll be a stuffy game, JP. It'll be freezing cold as well. So if I got the game, I will be freezing cold. So fair play to you. Got to Dingwall in that weather because it will be really cold. Really cold. So, but obviously Engels, I think he'll play, JP. I think he's the first in the team sheet. One of them anyway. I thought he was absolutely outstanding.
Hey, hold on, don't give me your team now. Obviously.
No. I'm just going to talk about Engels for 2 minutes here because I thought Engels was tremendous all day. I sat for about 10 minutes just watching him for about 10 minutes. I did all the time. When I go to the games, I pick the odd players sometimes. I done it years ago with Hooper and Edward. I used to just watch them closely. And
going to get Johnny. John's getting a wee bit of homework before we finish it. I'm going to get him to pick Yang tomorrow. Watch Yang tomorrow, John. Let me know how he gets on, will you?
This again, I can only comment on what I've seen up close and personal at the games and what I've seen on TV and just what I feel about the player. This boy's got something. This boy's a really, really good player. People talk about £11 million transfer fee. Again, this could get clipped in 6 months' time and I could have egg in my face just like I did for the Ibrox game. But £11 million could turn out a bargain for this guy. Realistically, £11 million isn't a lot of money. It is to us in your league. But in grand scheme of things in world football, it's not much. It's just big because of who we are and we don't really pay the fees. But for me, ever since he's been took out the team a few weeks ago and put back in, he's been different class. He's had three out of 4 games, man, in match, or 4 out of 5, 1 or 2. Yeah. He's been different class. The other night, his deliveries, by the way, are getting better and better. I like what he does at corners, JP. He just tries to get it above the first man's head, and it's brilliant. His deliveries are superb. His passing, his distribution.
His set pieces are unbelievable, by the way.
I noticed him all right as well, and I know football's changing, and there's all these big words like philosophy and scanning and all that carry on. But he was scanning all the time. He was always looking behind him, looking in front of him, looking at left and right, and people may think that's what players should be doing, but no every player does it. And I just thought he was brilliant, JP. And he's starting to, if you want to call, shut some of the doubters up or people that were giving him a bit of abuse. As soon as I signed, I said to you, I said to Barry Bannon and Alan, when we spoke here, I can't remember what game it was after his second or third game, and I was like, this boy's a baller. I can just tell that this boy's got a raw ability, he's got a touch, he's got a pass. He likes a shot. By the way, see, obviously gamble responsibly, right? But now you can bet guys to score outside the box. He's going to do it eventually. He's going to do it because he's hitting 3 or 4 shots that are going on target.
Hope it's your next away game. We're going to be the winner.
So, but no, mate. Obviously, I spoke to you and Alan after the game about Engels, and again, I could have egg in my face in 6 months' time, a year's time. It could turn out no be good, but I think he's a really good player, JP, and I think the more he plays, the more you're going to see how good he is, and you can actually see why he played in the league he played in.
Yeah. Tomorrow, Tomorrow, some would probably argue, it's a slightly smaller pitch and maybe not a surface for Engels to play in because he's a Rolls Royce type. He's going to be a Rolls Royce type of player.
Sorry to butt in, but he didn't play. To be fair, but it's a good shout because he didn't actually play well against Ross County the last game. He was poor.
No, he didn't when we played that well.
But he's in a better. Actually, he's in a better frame of mind now. A frame of playing.
Yeah.
I think he's a Strickland, mate. I don't know about you, but I think he's a Strickland playing tomorrow.
Well, to be fair, just before I get into this, Plunge, obviously your latest comment there, mate. The one about the derby. We can't even have a conversation about that, man. That to me is just Looney Tunes, in my opinion. Plunge obviously put on a comment about something that he's heard about the derby. But obviously I'm not even going to read it out, man, because people try and get the men, the white coats to come and get me if I start talking about it. It's one of them ones. There'll be a van pulling up outside my house. Ross County are getting into this game tomorrow in a good vein of form, Ryan. They've only lost one game, and the last team to beat them was St Mirren. They beat them 2-1. Prior to that, Ross County beat Dundee 3-0. They drew 2 each for Hearts. They beat Aberdeen 2-1. And last week they won against the last game. They won against Kilmarnock. They beat Kilmarnock 1-0.
Have they see because they beat St Mirren? Have they no get more away points from Rangers?
I think they have now. Yeah, they have now. With that win at Kilmarnock. Yeah, they have now. But they're doing that. They're playing a back three. So in quite a bit of their game, they've had a run of consistency in terms of their form, and their players have been performing really consistently. They've got a goalkeeper, Amisa, his name is. I don't know if he's in loan, but he's very good with the ball at his feet. His distribution's good. I think their goalie's now changed because it was a boy Laidlaw.
It was Laidlaw.
Yeah, and I think he's been injured for the last wee while, so they've brought in a goalkeeper. They're playing the boy right. They've got Lopata. He's their main kind of central centre back, and over on the left centre back position they're playing the boy Connor Randall. Their midfield they're playing with a 5, so they're going with Harmon, Nisbet, Kenner, Greaves, and Brown, and then obviously they're playing 2 up top when they're playing the other teams in the league. Now, they'll probably change that tomorrow, Ryan, because they'll probably know. They go with 2 up top, mate. They'll get swallowed tomorrow. But it's been the boys Shelvers and Jordan White that's predominantly been playing for them. I think I seen today that they've just loaned out the lad Eamon Brophy. He's went to Falkirk. Yeah. So obviously they've let him go. But so they've kind of kept the same. They've kind of kept the same team. So their form getting into tomorrow is pretty good. Obviously, so is ours because of the way we're playing. And maybe we've only lost 1 game this season. So it'll be interesting. It's always a really difficult game when we got there. We never seem to blow them away. I think we done it once with Big Ange and it was like 2 or 3-0 we beat them. With Kyogo, that one with the wee kind of hang my head on and stuff. With the one with, I think it was Jota as well. But no, we've never really blown them away. So it'll be interesting to see how Celtic set up against that, especially if just say for talking sake, they play a 5. So if they play a 5 across the middle, we're going to have to set up in a way that we can move that about. But they do have a level of physicality in their team as well.
Yeah.
And that's something that we're going to have to be aware of, especially now that we've had it announced by the manager that Maeda's not there, Kuhn's not going to be there, and obviously Palmer's not available for selection due to his bereavement in the family. So Yang, as we spoke about earlier, and he's the only kind of really fit wide player that we do have, so we're kind of limited in the wider areas. Now I know people are they're saying about Luke McCown, and I'm just wondering, Ryan, will we see? I know this might be mental, but will we see maybe a development player coming in there, like the boy Bonner, or someone with that natural wide range ability? Just I'm trying to think of the real options that we do have. Maybe even not to be on the first 11, but to be in the squad. Somebody like a Mitchell Frame, or I don't know. Or what does he do? Does he play? Does he still continue his 4 and then move Alex Valle higher to play Alex Valle in there? Because Alex Valle can also come in the pitch as well and help with that one. So I don't know. I'm trying to kind of, with my manager's head on and a coach's head on, what would I do? I definitely think you need to have a look into, the lad Jude Bonner's been absolutely tremendous for the B squad. He's been churning out performances. So I'm just kind of wondering, mate, is there room there for potentially introducing a lad, maybe not to the 11, but to, because predominantly Yang's your only wide player. He's going to be over either on the right or the left. And then obviously, I just think the level of opposition as well, would that allow us to bring in a development player? A young lad full of confidence, playing in a team that's been winning, and I just don't know if that's a shout, right?
I can see what you're saying, mate. Eventually, a youth player's got to get a chance somewhere. For me, I think the last place to go for a young player to make their debut would be Ross County away from home.
Do you think so, Ryan? Do you not think that would be a bit easier for a young lad to come into that?
I don't think so. I think the easiest game to play against would be Celtic Park.
Celtic Park, no, I get that. I can understand. But I'm just trying to think of the obviously the set of circumstances that we find ourselves in.
I don't see. It's not a bad opinion at all, mate. It's actually quite a good one. But I just can't see him putting a young player in at this stage just yet. After on the bench, I think there's no reason why you can't put 2 young guys on the bench. Travelling up there or experience, obviously experience warming up with the first team, being on the bench, getting used to that.
Just think as well, remember the lad Dawson came in and done it against St Johnstone, and he actually played quite well that day.
Actually, I'm not against it, but I think I just don't think you would put a young player up at this stage about Ross County.
No, that's fine.
I just can't see it. I think I don't think he'll change for the 3 up front. I don't think he'll play 2 up front. By the way, I'm a big advocate for 2 up front. I would love Celtic to go, Kyle Gonida, just play 2 up front and just steamroll teams.
Do you think Johnny Kenny could come into that squad then tomorrow?
Yeah. I think he should be on the bench. I've seen a few comments as well about giving youth players a chance. If anybody wants to maybe see what my thinking is here, right, go and watch the warm-up and watch Chris Boyd, Gordon Stratton, Gordon Duncan and Craig Levine talking about it all. And they're all saying roughly what I've said on here, that when do you give him a chance? When you're trying to win trophies,
you're so scared. I mean, that's the thing as well, Ryan. You're so scared because everybody's trying to. You look at the top half; they're trying to get European places. Celtic are obviously going for the title. Rangers at the beginning of the season had a pipe dream about winning a title, but obviously that's now went to pot. But when you're in these positions, you look at Aberdeen; they were going well and they fell off a cliff now. Dundee United by the way, Dundee United are having a belter of a season, considering where they were last season. So when you're up at the top, I know what you're saying, Ryan. You've kind of got to, really think about it. But I don't know. I was just obviously set of circumstances.
Yeah.
Forces the manager's hand sometimes. And that's, by the way, that's how you're feeling it again.
No, listen, look, I can get it. I can absolutely get it. And I would love a young player to come in at game time and see how they are. And but I just can't. Listen, I could be totally wrong. This is just because we're talking about it. But watching that today it's backed up what I've said on here. Like, you've got to give him a chance, but as Gordon Stratton says, it's not up to the club to give you a pathway. It's up to you to make your own pathway. So if you're good enough, as Craig Levine says, you'll get played. Because he played Bozier and Johnson because he thought they were good enough. And if they work, they work. If they don't, then it's on him. So it's down to them be good enough as well. So
Mhm.
obviously Brendan Rodgers is playing any young guys now. So he obviously thinks they're not good enough. No matter what we all think,
Yeah.
he's a man
I
that
get
sees
that.
them. So I'm like, no, this isn't just me and you talk. This is guys who have managed and played at this
Even the
level
lad
now.
Daniel Cummings.
Aye.
There's another one that's been
Now,
scoring for fun.
a lot of guys might think Lavinia's so and so, and listen, Chris Boyd, when he has a bit of banter with Sutton and talks about Rangers,
That's was only being silly, but he's actually listen. They've been in the game a long time. These
I'll
guys,
be honest,
they
right,
know,
I
they
actually
must know
think,
something about football.
see when Chris Boyd tries to be with Celtic Rangers, like sometimes he makes himself look silly, right? But see when he actually talks about football, and Chris Boyd's all right. People might clip
Yeah.
this and go on. Right? I'm like, listen, just listen to what he talks about.
Of course, people think he's on a rant, mate, and he's away again.
See that programme today, Chris Boyd was brilliant. Now he's played it for levels up, and he's played for it. No matter who he's played with,
Yeah.
he's played at a level I didn't play at. Craig Levine's managed and played at a level I didn't play at. Gordon Stanton's the same. So when they're saying as well about the youth football that it's so hard, Gordon Stanton's managed it. He knows what it's like to give these guys an opportunity. When do you do it? Is it at the end of the season? Is it when it's at Ross County you do it? Is it at home to Livingston or Hamilton? Or when do you do it? Because
Stratton made his debut when he was 15.
Aye, that's what he says. Aye, so it's
And they're talking about getting up early and all that, and he goes, I used to get up at 5:30, travel away to training. Chris Boyd's like, I got up at 4:30, but I just roll out. Stratton comes in and says, by the way, that's good for you. He says, but that's pretty help the person who's lying beside you.
Aye. But it's one of the ones, right, people. Listen, I think it'd be brilliant for that to happen. If it was the boy Bonner, if it was anybody else, I'm really no, but I'd love that. But I just think
that was just a thought. It was just a small chain of thought there momentarily.
It's a viable thought, mate. It's a viable thought. I actually did think about maybe pushing value forward. But I think he might even go McKibben out wide as well. But he could even play.
In that as well.
I know it takes the effectiveness away from him, but he could even put Kyogo out left because he's sum up my head in terms of his energy and his work rate. So,
I played through the middle.
I don't really know who. I'm being honest, IP. If I was going to tell you who my team are now or later on, I'm guessing because I don't really know what he's going to do or who he's because he could go with a 4-4-2 and play with 4 midfielders and play with 2 up front and just play with Bernardo, Engels, Atati and McGregor and just let him play. If you want to call it a diamond, even in the middle of the park, and just let him play and then use your 2 fullbacks as your wingers. So I don't know what he would do, but what you said there about the young player, mate. Listen, I'm all for it. If Brendan thinks that a young boy's tries to prove himself away to Ross County, freezing cold, go and do it, fire away. But I personally can't see it just yet.
Scott says, what about Scales in the midfield? But even better still, what about Scales at left back again and then pushing one of the boys higher?
Or Scales sorry, Scott, I thought he said Scales in my midfield when the back when he bleached. Sorry.
No. Pushing Scales to left back and then obviously
pushing Taylor up. It's a good shout.
Again, I think there was a comment there for Francis, and Francis was saying, like, he wouldn't understand bringing in Kenny if you're not going to play him, right? That's where I was going to come to next, because in this game, the Mora Ryan, there's no pressure on us, mate. So really, see if Brendan wanted to, mate, he could actually just experiment, and we could probably still have enough quality to win the game. Now, whether we win the game 1-0 or 10-0, we still only get 3 points at the end of the day for it. But you know, the end goal's always the same. You want to try and win the game, but mate, a 15-point gap, we've got a bit of leeway there, man. Like, you know, we could get away with 1 or 2 games of bringing in players and bringing out players, and that's how I just can't help but think one or two of the young boys are going to be on the bench tomorrow. Even Adam Montgomery, there's another one as well. You know, again, I don't know if that lad would be registered to play for us because he was out on loan at the beginning of the season, wasn't he, Motherwell, and then
he's in the
ended up injured
for the quarter.
Is he right? I didn't know that. I wasn't aware of that. I thought he was.
I'm sure any, if memory serves me right, I'm sure any young player can play in Europe because I don't
Monty, it's nearly time. Monty, stop with your comments. It's nearly time for your bed, mate. You start.
It's actually medication time soon, I think, is it no?
That's what I was going to say there. Monty's using inhalers and that soon, isn't he?
No, but
It's not that he's got Tourette syndrome. He'll start coming out with all the vulgar stuff now in a minute or two.
I don't quote me on this because I can't remember if it's true, but I'm sure you can register. I don't think you need to register Scottish players. I think because of the quota. That's why I think we see
That's
the
how
Welsh
Dane Murray
players.
just comes right in and takes Stephen Welsh's place, yeah.
I think as long as it's in the number, I think a Scottish player can come in. I think.
What about Dane Murray left wing?
There you go,
Big Murray. Change his name to Murray Dane. We'll look as if we've got a foreigner in my team.
Big flying Dane down the wing, man.
Big Murray Dane. Brilliant, man. Sounds like Harry Kane if you say it quicker. Put the fear into people.
Sinisalo.
Jesus, when I seen Sinisalo there, I thought Casper was left wing. Sinisalo, Ralston. No, man, you're not picking that. You kid me on? He'll jump off of Kingston Bridge if you pick that team up.
But to be fair, by the way, it's a good point with
Especially
Sinisalo.
Tony boy, man.
I think Sinisalo, again, I don't think he would do, but see, like Kilmarnock at home in the Scottish Cup, that's a game he plays Sinisalo. Obviously, it's still a big game, but he's
not playing him. No, you're not playing. See that having Fraser, brother Elgin or something like that, Sinisalo would have played. He'd have probably got away with playing Scott Bain.
I'd say he's going to get a chance somehow as well. Guys like him, but again, it goes to what Gordon Strachan was saying. When do you put them in? Because the managers are under pressure to win games. They're under pressure to win trophies and qualify for Europe. So it's all right saying this guy's doing well in the youth team and get him on the team, he's doing well. He needs experience to get. But if the guys at this team now are playing so well, they're going for trebles and European, I don't want to say European trophies, but qualification and whatever else. When does he do? He's damned if he does and he's damned if he doesn't, because when does he do it? But like Gordon Strachan says, I must admit, JP, it's opened my eyes.
You sounded like Kevin Bridges there. When did I, didn't he?
Aye. That's actually opened my eyes a wee bit. Listen to me, I must admit, I really enjoyed the interview. It's one of the best.
No, it was good. It was good. By the way, it was a kind of odd. Well, Gordon Duncan, obviously, but it was a kind of odd four.
Aye.
Because you wouldn't have put the four together and went, they've got to have a sensible conversation together.
But I really enjoyed it. Even say Levine, people might not like him, but listen, he's managed at a high level, so no matter what you think about him, he's obviously got some sort of sense. He's coaching wise as well. So obviously, Chris Boyd, he's actually a decent pundit when he wants to be, and he's played at a very high level. So the guys have got some sort of credibility, especially when it comes through the youth. They've been through it themselves. So for me, JP, I must admit. So when do you do it? I think that is the question. When do you do it? I don't think there's a time you do it. It's just when. Is it the start of the season? Is it after a
Their
game?
numbers have happened tonight, by the way. I think some of the boys are in the hotel watching us, isn't it?
It might be, mate. You've got Dane Murray saying that he's on the flying fullback.
Big Murray Dane, left wing and Mora, man, 100%. Celtic will be getting done Monday morning. We'll be reading about the league trying to investigate us for playing an ineligible player. Who's Murray Dane?
Why don't we just play Scott Bain left mid? Why don't we just try it, see how he is?
The same as that guy who used to play for Dunfermline, and he was the foreign guy who used to play in their midfield, French Hamish. Remember him? They tried to say he was Scottish. His name is Hamish French.
Right, aye.
Maybe before your time, Ryan, some of the commenters will probably remember him. I think he was only 22 and he'd pure grey hair like Ravanelli.
Right. No, he's past my time, mate.
I think he's before your time, mate. Before your time. But I don't know. I think the gap in the league, mate, I think that's kind of, see, because he obviously he's come out today about the injuries that we've got. Well, I wouldn't even say they're mega. They're probably not even mega injuries. They're probably just we're not taking chances by playing these guys, and that's it. But you look all round that. I just think with that gap as well now in the league, there's a wee bit of leeway there to, like I says, I think you can slightly experiment. I think this gives Rodgers a chance now to really look at the team. Big Rab says, I didn't think you were that old, GIP. I was a Johnny at school. I was a Johnny at Hamish's school, mate. I just did all that kind of, all the skin products, mate. Make you look younger, just looked after myself. That's all. No, I'm 40, Rab. 40 years of age, mate. Bang on now. So I'm probably, but thanks for the compliment, mate. I'll take that. JD on YouTube says that'll be it. Niggles aren't worth risking. You're 15 points clear and have young boys coming up in a few weeks. The only thing is that one with JD, I really do think young boys will come with a weakened side as well because they're out of Europe altogether. They can't even be. They can't even qualify, mate. So I don't see them coming to Celtic Park with their main players. I see them changing their side as well accordingly because I think it would just be silly because you're more or less, just say if we're talking to if they're going for cups or titles or whatever and you're throwing them into Celtic Park, even the first team might take a down.
Mm-hmm.
It might happen. So you need to then look at that and say, is that worth doing that the same way as we're probably doing tomorrow with Kuhn and Maeda? They probably are okay. But Rodgers just went, do you know what? We've got a lot. We're playing on Tuesday again, but then play Command in the Cup next Saturday, so on and so on. So, I don't think it's worth taking the risk myself. Yeah. So moving on, obviously to the team itself. Right, okay. Sorry. I thought you meant the Champions League opponents. It means our juniors. Fine. Okay. I just went on. You waited ages there to come back to me with that one. You just let me go on a mad rant. Thanks for that, JD. I enjoyed that there. Joe Curran says, hail to JP and Ryan in the chat. Let's keep winning our games. Yeah, we just need to keep, knocking them down, Ryan, and tick the boxes. I think tomorrow, mate, what's your thoughts on the Celtic team?
Obviously, with the niggles with Kuhn and Maeda, it's obviously put a wee spanner on the work. So, I think he will stay with the formation. I don't think he'll change for that. So, I still think it will be the 4-3-3. I don't think he'll change for that. He could, but me personally, I don't think he'll move away from what they've done the majority of the season. So, I think it will be the same back four. With obviously Casper in goals, Johnson, Trusty, Vickers, and Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think I'm going to go with Jan and McKibben. I think Jan and McKibben will be two wide players.
The two wide players.
He done it with it against United. They put McKibben out wide, so I think he might do that. Middle of the park, I think it will be Engels, Hatate, and McGregor. I think Hatate will come back in, got his goal at the weekend. Bernardo did day well a game that came on, but I think with Hatate getting a goal, I think he would back the team. So I think that's due to injuries. I think if the two boys were fit, I think the midfielder stayed the same. So I don't think that would change. But so I'm going to go with that midfield, mate. Out wide, I'm going to go with Yang and McKibben, and I think he'll play Kyogo. So I think the wee man deserves to be back in because I thought the tempo changed and everything changed when he came on. So I think it's time for the wee man to get a shot. But I can understand why he played her, because obviously, apparently he is physical. I'm being honest, we've still to see it. Really, this 6-month spell, I've not really seen him much. Been physical too much yet either. The odd game, but no fully. I think he sort of shows that again. So again, I could understand why another game for him to show that, and Lost County can be physical. So, but I think we Kyogo will be back in, and I think that'll be my teammate.
Okay. Just got to the bottom of JD. I've seen comments there, and he did mean young boys bringing a junior side with him rather than anything else. So I'm glad we cleared that one up, to be fair. I can see your thoughts with members of the team there. I think you're right. I do think McCown will probably play out in the wing. And I think it'll be Yang. I'd like to see Yang coming off the left and McCown coming off the right because he's got that natural left foot, similar to Kuhn. So I'd like to see that kind of remain the balance of the side. You look at the midfield, I think the back four doesn't change. I think there'll be one change in the back four. I don't think Taylor will play. I think he will play Vai. I think Vai will come back in. And I think the midfield will slightly change. I don't think Atati will play, Ryan. I don't think he'll start. Even though it was a peachy goal the other night. You were right behind that, I know. Topper. But I don't think he starts Atati tomorrow. I think the team will be Bernardo, McGregor and Engels. I think that'll be the team through the middle. I think it'll be McCown and Yang. And I think it will be the wee man. I think Kyogo comes back in and goes through the middle. But I think he'll play Alistair Johnston, Cameron Carter-Vickers, Austin Trusty. The new that song, by the way, that's so catchy for the two American boys. I think that's brilliant, man. What about tell you, whoever comes up with these lyrics, man, take your hat off and just give yourself a wee bow because that was listening to that the other night, man. I started like that way you're at the game and you're stoney and you're cold. That kind of made me chuckle. It made me laugh out loud, by the way. I think the guy next to me thought I was losing the plot, man. And he just looked at me and he went, "What are you laughing at?" He actually said to me, "What are you laughing at?" And I went like, "You know, listening to the words of that song."
See, obviously, when I said right, I'm right down the front, so the boys are up that side, right? See, when they started singing all the ex-players' song, I was howling. It went from Donati to Charlie Mulgrew to Wanyama to Fraser Forster, and then it went to Stevie Wood.
No, I know. And then they went for that to Don't You Wish Your Right Back was Chad O'Ree.
Oh, man. Honestly,
that was tremendous, man.
It was brilliant.
That was tremendous.
Brilliant.
Did you hear the band they were singing? It was about Key. But it was like started off with Key and then we were able to call him Dave and it went on and on. Oh man, it was absolutely tremendous. Because remember before that a lot of the commentators and that were saying you can't pronounce Key Sung Young.
I just say Dave.
He's like, just call me Dave because that would be my name in career. So his name is Dave or David. So he's like, I just say Dave. So they were singing something. It started off with Key. And then he became Dave, and then he became this, whatever. That was tremendous, man. Absolutely. Honestly, they must have just come up with that on the spot because that was. I'd never heard that before, Ryan. That was tremendous.
Not that.
And then obviously them singing the Green Brigade singing American Boys, man. That was brilliant, man. I'm trying to think of the words here. I know, is it Celtic centre backs? You have to see them play. Cameron Carter-Vickers and Austin Trusty. I really want to win some trophies with you. You'll be our American boys, man. That is tremendous, by the way. And then just to obviously, but the way they done it the other night was absolutely brilliant, man. It's really, really good. That must give him a lift as well, Ryan. I know, like obviously a big Trusty. I know he's been in and out of the team, but see for me, mate, for a big lad, he's got some first touch, by the way. Honestly, he's really, really. I think I'm going to be honest with you, Ryan. I think he's an absolute Rolls Royce, a defender. I really, really do. I think and see what I love about him as well. He's not just one-footed. People think he's only got that left foot. All his passing the other night was whipped to Taylor. He's right peg, mate. But what I liked when I see they two play with Cameron Carter-Vickers and Trusty, see when Schmeichel gets the ball, right? This is where I find different for Scales. Scales always comes in to get the ball off of Casper, whereas Trusty comes out here. And sometimes Casper knows I'm going to miss him out and the ball's got to midfield. Do you know what I mean? And it totally just bypasses their centre forward. So they could have their 10 and their 9 on a front press, and either the ball's getting clipped over the top or it's coming through the line. And if it goes through the line, it takes you to them out again. Now that's what would have happened See the Club Brugge game, Ryan, with Nicholas Kuhn's looking for that bounce pass, and it's no there, and it's no on. Engels is just he's just too high in that moment. So then what happens there is he's got to go. For me, the ball's got to go to Casper, because see, as soon as the ball goes to Casper, the ball then goes into Trusty. It's then cycled up here, and we've broke that press. Unfortunately, the muscle memory is there to go back to Cam. Cam then turns, thinks, obviously, because of the noise of the place, he's not heard Casper. And obviously, it's probably one of the best goals in the Champions League ever to be scored at Celtic Park. But, aye, as I say, it's I just want to see Celtic again, Ryan. I love watching my team, and with this gap now, I'm not getting into the more going, right, I want it to be 5-0. I just want us to go and tick another one off of the boxes and let us go. We're 21 games into the season, so we're 17 games to go before we're announced champions. Hopefully before then, the way things are going, it might be done for us before we need to actually win anything ourselves. But it's good to as Andy says there, it's good to score and get your team confidence. Get the early goals and give 1 or 2 goals in the first half to get us going, because we did that. Obviously, Ross County are not getting back into the game, mate.
Aye, obviously you mentioned obviously Trusty. For me, like I said, I know there was some debates when he came in, him and Scales and stuff. There's no doubt about it. Overall, Trusty's a better defender. It's night and day. And
His pace, his pace is frightening.
I'll argue the whole with anybody about that, because again, Liam Scales has done well, but he's nowhere near Austin Trusty. That's why Celtic paid the money for him, because he was going to eventually be the centre back.
Mm-hmm.
And I will be honest, the first choice centre back, because as much as Scales has done well with Vickers, you see the difference with Trusty with Vickers. Again, I don't want to be disrespectful to Scales, or if it was Nerofsky or Lagia Bielka or anybody played next to Vickers, but they are better next to Vickers. But with Trusty, he's just good anyway. So the relationship's brilliant. You can depend on the two of them. So, and I like him, JP. I think he's really good. When he first came in, I was very would you call it spectacle? Is that because I don't know what you say? Would you call it? I don't know. I'll just go with that. I'm not going to do worse.
Skeptical.
What is it?
Skeptical.
Skeptical. That's it. Aye. I knew I'll get it eventually. I was that very much, because done all right with Sheffield United, but it was in a relegated team. I didn't really know. I was just wasn't sure. But then when you look at obviously playing at that level, JP, it's not his fault that the team went down. It's not his fault. It's a full team result resulting you playing well all season. And obviously you do your research and you ask people. Obviously we spoke to Baz about him. Obviously he's played in that league, the Championship, where first he was before he came. And
Baz was complimentary on straight away when he heard the link, Ryan. He's a big unit.
Aye. So you've got to trust the guys' opinions over your own, because they played against them or played down there, and they hear words and they see people. So I think Thurston's been a good addition, mate, and I think he will be a good addition longer term. So I am the same as you, mate. Listen, I love, obviously, certain times I work and I can't see the games due to working, but anytime I'm not working, mate, doing a day job, I'm always there. And you love seeing Celtic, especially guys like Engels and McGregor. And that's the sort of guys, again, people might think it's not maybe the way to look at things, but I love seeing certain players. Same you see good players at Celtic, it makes you go, I love going to see Celtic, but going to see England or £1 million, I want to go and see him. Like with Patrick Roberts, Edward, I want to see these guys play. Kieran Tierney, back. I want to go see these guys play football. Do you know what I mean? So, no, I'm the same as you, mate. I'm not caring about the score. Just get a victory. It'll be cold. It might be stuffy. Just get up the road and back down the road, get a victory, and then obviously recover for during the week.
Yeah, it's a massive opportunity as well to really put us 18 points ahead. They don't play to Sunday.
Yep.
Obviously, set the cat right amongst the pigeons there. Because we've also seen some of that, that division, they don't deal well with pressure.
Mm-hmm.
things like fair door excuses. This season alone. It's they're not doing enough in the jails, and they're not doing this, they're not doing. Honest to God, man, just go on with football, man. Stop waffling on, and maybe then you go on all right. But 18 points, mate. That's pretty good. That, by the way,
That's
actually quite good.
That's pretty good. That.
Aye. Big Clemmy's the guy outside the pub, isn't he? You've already humped my 9 and beat it.
Joseph's the kick-off 12:30, mate. I think G-Dog's
the kick-off's 12:30.
12:30.
The programme starts at 12 on Sky Sports Football. If you've not got that, just click in the chat. The guy John Clifford that comes into the chat now and again, he knows somebody with one of the kind of boxes. By the way, he was worse than Lee Wallace a couple of nights ago, wasn't he? He was on there, was it last week?
It's one of the...
he was telling us it was a guy who was doing the Barrowlands and all that. Like, it was nearly...
It's one of the... What do you call it? It's one of the boxes where Chris the Postie delivers it in an envelope.
Aye, look, Chris, I tell you, in an envelope. It's got a fire stick sitting out the side of it.
Look, John, a TV in an envelope.
Aye. A big row of milk bottles lying at the door.
Aye. All right, John, do you like your milk? Aye.
Aye, it appears he's no into milk or no into letters. He just wants a telly. When he Weetabix or no coffee getting made, just want to watch this game. But listen, it's all fun and games, but you can do that when you're so far ahead, mate. And Monty, to be fair, mate, that's how we Thiago home is getting there because he's sick of not being able to watch the games, he said. So that's how he's getting there. But as I say, there you go, David Anderson. Before we finish up, here's a question: pick your 11 players to play who aren't regular starters, but you think would do a job. Could you select 11 that aren't regular starters?
That's a good question.
Yes, I can. I'll do it right now if you want. So I'll start off, Ryan. Sinasalo, Anthony Ralston, Alex Valle, Liam Scales, and Mike Nawrocki. So there's my back four. My midfield would be Paulo Bernardo, Thiago Home, Luke McCown. I wouldn't say he's a regular.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of in and out, isn't he? My two wingers. Who'd be my two wingers?
I'll see you at 10:30 for some in and out action, son.
Aye, I know. So Luke McCown. My two wingers would be James Forrest and Yang. And it's kind of hard because we've only had the two, and I'm probably going to say Big Ida, to be fair. I think, Big Ida. I think that would be my team. So Sina Salo, Ralston, Mike Nawrocki, Liam Scales, Alex Valle, Luke McCown, Thiago Home, Paulo Bernardo, James Forrest, Yang, and Adam Ida. I think that would be. I really do think that would be good.
I just seen a comment there. That's funny.
I've seen the. I think I've seen the comment that you're talking about.
Brilliant, man. I think I would go over the same back four as you, by the way. Nawrocki, Scales, Valle, and Ralston. I think that would beat the majority of teams in this league.
See, to be fair with you, David, I think that was a very easy choice for me there. I rhymed a good wagger him off straight off the cuff. So,
Sonny Salo and goals, and listen, if you had to play Scott Bain, you could play Scott Bain. Listen, he's played in the league before. I know he's no great. Listen, he's no great, but
No, you're not playing it. No, no.
Midfield, I
He's not even getting to take my dog a walk, man.
No, he just puts the fit back on the dog and lets
He
it run
puts the
about.
fit
Shows
back.
Brendan.
By the way,
Brendan,
that's how
look.
he goes to Lennoxtown. He's been there so long. He's got the fit back on my dog. My dog just goes running.
Scott Bennett pre-season. Look, Gaffer. What's that all about? Oh, it's that's the dog's fit back.
Yeah, by the way, Brendan's in the room with John Kennedy and all that. You're like, all right, by the way, look,
Aye.
what's going on here? Boy runs 13k a day, man. What's going on? He's a goalie.
He's Doug.
That's what they call him, by the way. They call him Dracula.
Aye, so I think that'd be my back four.
He can't come for crosses.
Midwood Park, I would say you could put McKibben in there because he's not a regular every week. You could, for me, you're probably for me. As much as I think Bernardo's brilliant, right? I think Brendan, what he thinks, if Celtic, everybody was firing fit, I think his freeze Hattati, McGregor, and Engels. So if I'm going to go on that basis, then it would be Bernardo, McKibben, and I don't know.
Home. Can't play McGregor because obviously he's in every week.
Aye, so home. There you go, home.
Maybe not now because he's away to LA.
Up front.
Telling him to do a Jim Carrey and liar and get on to the runway and try and stop the plane and all that for him to come back.
Up front, I think for me, Kyogo's probably your main starter. I know he just started a few games, so I'll go with either Yang and Palmer. I think Forrest. I know you, but I think Forrest. If saying that Forrest, no,
Forrest is light years ahead of him, man.
No, I'm just trying here. If obviously Forrest is still for me, he's still contributing a lot. So, but he's not a regular starter. So, it'd be Forrest and
he is one of the ones that isn't a regular starter, though. You know what I mean?
So on that base, I would say it'd be Forrest and Yang. I don't see Palmer really playing there, Forrest or Yang at the moment. So, I really think that would still do well in this league.
Well, cheers for that, David Anderson. Enjoyed that one there.
I'm going to go get my coffee now and refigure my brain.
I know. I'm actually going to need to go and lie down in a dark room and try and comprehend that question and then John Shirley's last comment.
The dizziness.
Aye. Between that and John Shirley's last statement about fire sticks, man, I'm going to need to go and lie down.
John, the dizziness, man.
John, Jesus, Johnny, man.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
John's just done. He was away getting all the reduced items at Asda tonight.
Get your sports socks, £2 for £1.
John's the first in line here for the queue at Asda. Aisle 12, man, he's done.
Aye, for Amazon Fire Sticks.
Aisle 12. That's no super noodles, John. That's coca noodles. He's like, I don't care. They're only 27p after 8 o'clock.
Brilliant, John. Good laugh, man. Brilliant.
Superb, man. Brilliant. Aye, I got still fit, David, but he's not getting in this team. Anyway, we fell out with him anyway. We invited him on the dinghy does.
See you later, Diddy.
I know he called you a Diddy for a reason. I'm only joking. I'm only actually joking. By the way, we did invite Davey on, and it was actually going to happen. And then obviously something happened in his family, so we'll need to revisit that. That was just a wee joke, yeah. But we did try and get him on as a guest to speak to us. And he was, by the way, he was brilliant, wasn't he, Ryan? He was superb. His messages and all that, and he was so friendly. And obviously something happened in his family, and at the time, it was just last year. He couldn't come on, and we'll need to revisit it. We've kind of gave him a bit more time now to let.
George, every time I see that, I just laugh now when I see that advert. I just send it to the.
Where's Big Al? What scheme's tonight? He's up Mary Hill. He's up in Wynford, mate. He's up Mary Hill, innit?
He's up with the white men. He's up with the men with the white coats and play this.
Oh, even that, by the way, his wee cousins gave Melania a BMX to get him up there tonight because his motor was frozen like an igloo.
It's actually one. I guarantee it's one of the bikes where Iron Brew bottles in the back.
It sounds like
The back
Big
of
Alan.
the back of his
By
back
the way, he
heel.
drove through it. Right, you ought to hear him. I don't stay too far away. He drove through the blind tunnel a few nights ago, man. It sounded like one of the Harley Davidsons belting along that
I
road.
like his Big Alan. Where go?
Big Alan's got his traffic going. I don't know how he can go with no horns, by the way. I'm telling you, he's like, play the Scotto. What a Barnhill young team are all chasing him.
Oh, brilliant, man.
Brilliant, man. The guy ran up and done that on his left, went, "Money fish." Superb, but no, as I say, Big Alan's. I said at the beginning, the big man's he's in his bed, so it's
He's not well.
he's loaded up with a bad dose of the flu. So I think him and his missus have got it. So aye, he'll be back on when he's feeling a bit better. But that is Friday night. One of lovies and leavies and let you get back to whatever it was you were doing before you come on and joined us. If any of you are going to game playing a Scotto, aye, get your scratch cards out. We need to get Big Bev on in here on a Friday, man. He's brilliant at doing a bingo, isn't he?
Ah, brilliant, man.
Aye, superb, man. Bruce, he's better than Bruce Forsyth. Play your cards right, man, honestly.
Play your cards right, innit?
JD, it did, mate. Apparently only 4 people turned out to watch up with a guy with a green laser pen. So we've seen that before we came on. So that was quite funny.
Big Clement turned up to his own protest.
Yeah, by the way, Big Clement turned up with a green strobe light he takes to the Wonder Bar with him.
Aye.
He's up at the Wonder Bar now asking if they got the 14-inch version of Simply the Best. It's a dance tune.
By the way, I can't believe he played that, Barry, when we played him. I can't believe he played that.
That was tremendous, man.
Oh,
The luck of your
man.
fans weren't there in that stadium, man, I'm telling you. I know the beat is not that day, but that was tremendous.
It's actually that bad that he protested. The bench was like, no, mate, no, right.
A guy walked up to the gate in the video shouting, "Where's the captain? Where is he? Where's the captain? He's not been there for weeks." That guy. And then he was disappointed when Robin Proper walked out. He was looking for Tavernier.
Oh, brilliant, man. Brilliant.
Aye. They're a proper laugh at my bunty, man.
Oh, brilliant.
Have a laugh a minute, honestly. But, as I say, Friday night, that's all we've got time for.
Yep.
The wee man's got to go now. Ryan's live in an hour on his channel, so you'll be able to get that one. That's a different... I can't even begin to start talking about it, man. That's been the last...
You might get it on Babe Station or something like that.
Oh, man, I can't even begin to start talking about it, man. Seriously, man, the last time I seen you, you had something in your head and everything, man. It was brilliant. Aye, that's exactly the one. Green laser pen and Big Clemmy dressed up as Gordon Ramsay's sister. Big Clemmy, man, he looked like something out of a patisserie. No, that was just a waffle, wasn't it?
That was just a waffle.
By the way, they're adding that to Gordon Ramsay's list, aren't they? Belgian waffles.
Belgian waffles.
Belgian waffles. Aye.
Oh, brilliant, man.
A chocolate Clemmy waffle.
The side of buffalo butler wings, isn't it?
Aye. The salad Dessers sauce.
We'll need to sit down and think of a new menu for them, because it's been a while since we went through a wee menu for them.
Aye, no, 100%, mate. A packet of cheesy raskins.
Nah, cheesy raskins, aye,
The crisps.
He's been suspended, hasn't
Aye, he's been suspended. Aye, he's been a naughty boy.
he? Man, naughty boy.
He was kicking people. Apparently, he was trying to run up the wing for the night. He kicked Big Alan off his BMX out and played a Scotto.
Oh, what a night shift!
By the way, as soon as he took a swipe, Big Wally Collum was standing there. Big Scott was out there with a yellow card. He's like, "You've been booked too many times. You're at the next game, then you had up one."
I was like, oh, I'm on a night shift.
Big Scott's been flipping in and out of this, man, to make sure we're all right.
I know. Brilliant, man.
Aye, brilliant. Be Disco Danilo, I know, man. He'll be up in the hangme. He'll be up in the garage later on.
Aye, it might be, actually. I've heard that's alright in there, so it might be,
Aye.
aye.
That's where he goes. Starts off in Nico's and then he works his way down there.
To be fair, it's quite cheap in Nichols. It's only £2 a vodka.
It's alright, mate. Aye, it's not too bad. I've not been in it for about 10 years, right enough, but the last time I was in it, it was really good.
Ah, it was alright.
Dear Mandy, he hangs about Driftwood all the time, so he does.
Ah, again, it's cheaper in there, isn't it? He's got to call back some of his transfer fee now, isn't he? So,
100%, mate. Aye, 100%. Apparently, he gets heavy taxed, I know, because he was the best player in Scandinavia, apparently.
apparently, aye.
Aye, so it comes with a big tax code.
Yep.
One have bought me his passport, it says EBT.
And that's all we have time for tonight.
Aye, and that's us finished.
Oh,
But no, it's been good. If anybody's travelling to Dingwall tomorrow, please take care and
Yep.
travel
Wrap up
safe. Enjoy yourself. Wrap up warm and all, 'cause it'll be cold, especially at that time of the day up there. You'll feel the weather tomorrow, I'll tell you, getting up there.
yeah.
Especially in the buses, not right. The buses must be absolutely frozen.
Obviously, eventually they'll heat up, but it will be cold, mate. Especially maybe 6 o'clock in the morning, getting up there, 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. So,
Aye, 100%.
whoever's travelling up, keep safe, because it is meant to be really cold overnight as well. So, keep safe. Hopefully, watch a good performance. Then you can warm up on the way home. But hopefully, a good result, JP. And obviously, we'll see everybody very soon.
Yeah, we'll be back Monday night for the dial-in, guys. If anybody wants to take part in the dial-in, all you need to do is message us. You can get us on any platform, Facebook, Twitter, or the X as it's called now, Instagram or TikTok. You can also message us in the community section of our YouTube channel. If you have enjoyed tonight's episode, please hit the like button. It's all free of charge. And if you've not already, hit the subscribe. We much appreciate it. And it helps you to join the family as well. But for the time being, have a great weekend, folks. Enjoy whatever it is you're up to. And we'll see you again on Monday at 8:30 at night. Hail, guys. Bye-bye.